everyone, it's Emmy, and I am back to eat today something that has been much requested and something that I actually really quite like. It's called natto. So for those of you that don't know what natto is a, I guess you call it pretty traditional Japanese, I don't know if you call it a dish or just food. Traditional Japanese food. It's fermented soybeans, and there are thousands, well, okay, perhaps not thousands, dozens, maybe even hundreds of permutations or styles of natto. So natto is soybeans that have been fermented. They've been inoculated with this stuff, and it creates this really sticky, slimy film around them, and they are quite, how do you put it politely, pungent in odor. People call them also stinky or foul-smelling. A lot of people actually don't like natto. I am in the camp of those that love natto, so I don't mind the smell, I don't mind the flavor, I think it's delicious. Okay, I had to go rescue my child. So natto is typally eaten for breakfast. You can find them in the grocery store, kind of in the deli case, really reasonably priced, anywhere from $1, equivalent of like $1 to $3 in US dollars for a 3-pack. One of the things I've noticed in Japanese food when I was living in Japan is there's a great appreciation for slimy textures. So natto, and then there's yamaimo, which is a type of mountain potato that has a very slimy, viscous consistency or texture, which is loved. And soups are slurped. So there's this very much unique, I think, mouth feel to Japanese cuisine that's different than Western cuisine. I think a lot of Westerners have a hard time dealing with that consistency. I love it. I love it. I love squelchy, squishy, slimy. I'm into it. So for those of you that try natto, be warned, forewarned. Besides the smell, there is also a consistency. So, and it does smell very strong. The best way I can describe it is similar to some stinky cheeses. So I'm going to share with you natto. So today I have a bowl of rice. This is a rice bowl that I made when I was in Japan. I took a ceramics class with this lovely lady in my neighborhood. But anyways, here's one of my bowls. And some hot rice. And this is the one I'm going to eat today. This is one of my favorites. It comes in this little cute plastic container called Maki. So what you do is you open and you remove the little plastic film, and it is very pungent. And inside you'll often find 2 little packets of kind of flavoring. It says shiso nori, which is like a shiso flavored. Shiso is like similar to basil, and nori is seaweed. And this little yellow packet, which you often see, is karashi, which is mustard, Japanese hot mustard. So there's different ones. Some have just like tsuyu, which is some sort of sauce, and karashi. Some have wasabi. So like I said, there are many, many, many different kinds. And then inside you have this. Those are the beans, and then there's a little plastic film. So you remove the film, and you can immediately see the strands of the culture. The culture is what they use to create that flavor, and hence the smell. What you do is you take your hashi, your chopsticks. You want to develop that slime. So look at that. Add your, in this case, I'm going to add my nori. That, and my karashi, which is my mustard. And then again, give it a good mix. Then after you do that, you just top it onto your rice, adding some green, some sliced green onion on top. Itadakimasu. Delicious. So that's a trick. Like if you use your chopsticks and you give it a twirl, it'll break those strands. Otherwise you get the kind of strands of slime kind of hanging out of your mouth, which isn't necessarily attractive or pleasant feeling. So it has a bit of that soy sauce sweet and salty flavor, and it tastes kind of cheesy. And then the green onions give it a really nice kind of freshness. Very, very humble food, you know, just beans and rice. And it's supposed to be very nutritious, really good for you. Lots of cultured or fermented foods like kimchi or natto or kombucha. Those kinds of things are all supposed to be really great for you. So yeah, it's good for you, it's affordable, and it's just plain delicious. So I highly recommend trying natto. If you've never had it before, give it a go. Maybe you'll find you like it. Maybe you'll find you'll detest it. Anyways, I hope you try it. If you do, if you've had it, or let me know what your experiences are with natto. I'd love to hear about them. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like below, and leave a comment and let me know what your experiences are with natto. Alright, take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!